We are less than 2 weeks away from the Iowa caucuses, the official start to the Republican presidential nominating process. GOP contenders plan to tour the state in the days to come. And joining us now to break it all down for us is our political analyst and Fox 32 friend, Mike Flannery. Good morning, Mike. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sylvia.
Okay, let's get started here, Mike. Let's talk about the caucuses, their significance this year, and why the Democrats aren't involved in this. There's a lot riding on this, even though it's only making up, I'm told, 1% of the total number of delegates for the Republicans. So give me an overview.
Well, there's a lot riding on this for Donald Trump, who in 2016, when he was running in a similarly contested Republican contest over on that side of the ballot, he actually came in second. He was leading in the polls, but then ended up losing to Ted Cruz. And in a harbinger of things to come, Mr. Trump complained that the vote had been rigged against him. He said Cruz had cheated. All things that we've become familiar with. This time, they have the Trump forces have a much better ground game. They're much better organized. He needs to. Well, should he win this and win big, this will start to put this Republican nomination battle to bed, Sylvia.
Okay, so let's talk about that. We were told he's already got maybe like a 30-point lead as he's coming into this. But let's talk about the Democrats. I hear your dog back there. Let's talk about the Democrats and Iowa caucuses.
Let me get my dog to be quiet.
Okay, let's talk Democrats in the Iowa caucuses.
Well, what a mess on the Democratic side it was 4 years ago. I mean, I was out there with our Fox 32 camera guy, Mike Majewski, and we, like all the other journalists, we were waiting for the results on caucus night, and they really never came in. The app that the Iowa Democratic Party was using was a complete disaster, completely failed. It still is not clear what happened in that caucus, and so for a variety of political reasons, President Biden much prefers South Carolina, for example, where he won 4 years ago, and it really put him on the road to the White House. For the first time in half a century, Iowa is not going to be the first place Democrats vote.
Okay, so the Iowa, South Carolina one, I understand, is actually on February 3rd, Nevada, February 6th for the Democrats. Let's talk about the indictments that the president is facing. There are numerous charges that have been brought against him. They don't seem to be having an impact right now on his popularity, if you want to believe where the polls are right now.
Former President Trump.
Former President Trump, of course, I'm sorry. And well, let's talk about that. Do you think that eventually we'll start seeing that shave his numbers down a little bit at all?
Well, I think the impact of that's going to be felt in the general election. It does certainly seem to be the case from voter opinion surveys that among Republicans, there's a sense that these are at least in part politically inspired, these criminal charges. I think there's 91 different criminal counts, felony charges. They certainly haven't hurt the president. Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, who was in second place and has now fallen to third behind the former governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley. He complains that every time there's a new charge brought against Trump, it just takes all the oxygen out of the room. There's a rally around phenomenon that takes place. Many Republican primary voters feel that these criminal prosecutions are just unfair.
Okay, Mike Flannery, who retired from Fox 32 last year, is really not, because we're going to be seeing you a lot this year. This is a big political year, both nationally and locally. Always great to see you, my friend, and hope to talk to you again very soon.
Great to see you, Sylvia. Okay. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir. You take care.